Do you want to see something cooler than the D-Rex, the mutation that we recently saw in Jurassic World's Rebirth trailer? Well, here it is. Look at that! Ultimasaurus. What if? Now, I want to briefly talk about this because it's been a hot topic everywhere through dinosaur media, and I've yet to share my voice about this. Now, if you've seen my reaction to the trailer, I was quite surprised seeing all of the newer dinosaurs, quote-unquote, and the mutation, especially. What is that? What? T-Rex, what is that? What's happening here? But as soon as I clicked stop recording, I felt a bit odd about the creature in general. I had to sit down and really process what this all meant for the Jurassic Park franchise. Now, everywhere it's a really hot topic to talk about this certain creature, the mutant, aka the D-Rex in Jurassic World Rebirth, and why it doesn't really fit it. Now, this is my own personal opinion, although you may have, of course, a different one, which is completely fine. Some of you actually like the D-Rex. I do a little bit, but I'll come to that. And some of you don't like the D-Rex. We should still respect each other and each other's opinions, regardless of what Universal actually decided for this Jurassic World franchise. Not that they completely jumped the shark with this thing, because my gosh, it does not look like a dinosaur at all. That is the main problem about this creature. Most of the creatures, like the hybrids like Indominus Rex, which quote-unquote, My Life with Monsters also created a beautiful post about that. What if the Indominus Rex was replaced? Well, the mutant was replaced with Indominus Rex right there, and that is already a lot cooler. Now, hybrids are a little bit of a tricky situation as well when it comes to that, because hybrids still have that dinosaur design. Yes, it got mixed with a bunch of other dinosaur DNA, so it's not completely natural DNA or genome or natural dinosaur anymore. They're dinosaurs, wow, enough. That should have still been the main quote for this Jurassic World Rebirth movie. So I was really expecting for just dinosaurs, either in the city or going back to the island. The Lost World vibes, love it. But this mutant feels a little bit off for me right now. It already grew on me a little bit, just because I'm seeing it more often, so it automatically does that. But the shock factor when I first saw it, it felt off straight away. Now, the thing with the Indominus Rex is, or the Indoraptor, it doesn't matter which hybrid, even the Scorpius Rex, even though that thing was absolutely hideous and still sort of fit the Jurassic Park franchise, is that they kind of look like a dinosaur. This mutant looks like a Xenomorph thing, I don't know, where they literally it is based off of that. The designer admitted to actually took some inspiration from that. Now, it's fine if you put that thing in an Alien movie, but in a Jurassic Park movie, I'm not too sure. Now, of course, we thought we would be going away from the hybrids such as Indominus Rex and Indoraptor and whatnot, but not going to the mutant side. That is a complete different story, and I'm not too sure how that would play out in Jurassic World Rebirth. Now, the movie itself might still be actually very good. Regardless, I'm still going to go into the cinemas with a big bucket of popcorn, and I'm going to watch and enjoy that movie. That is going to be absolutely awesome, and you fellow dinosaur fans are going to enjoy it as well. Regardless, we're still going to talk about the Spinosaurus' head design, but we'll come to that maybe in another video. This video is mainly about the mutant. The mutant in the movie, at the end of the day, what are we going to do? Are we going to pull a Sonic move and just bash Universal to change the design just to get a little bit of a better outcome? I sort of hope so, because that worked for Sonic, and look where that movie franchise is now. 3 movies later, and it's absolutely beautiful. So I kind of wish we would have pushed Universal a bit, be like, please make it a little bit more dinosaur-like if you're going to introduce a mutant, if not the entire movie or just a fraction of it, because that would already enhance it a little bit more, because dinosaurs are wow enough. You don't need to make a mutant in order to make a scary dinosaur movie. Dinosaurs in the right setting, in the right cinematography, can be represented as scary animals. You don't have to put any magical one spell on anything to make dinosaurs more scary. Even like this would be terrifying. I look at this image and I'm already more terrified than if it were to be a mutant behind me. This looks scarier than the mutant. Straight up. It does. The entire design just doesn't fit for me. The Muto legs, the Xenomorph head, it's all just very sci-fi. Of course, Jurassic Park is sci-fi, but this is just beyond that. This is crossing the border, especially for me. Now, Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, of course, have not gone the paleo-accurate sided path. They've always chosen their own ideas and made every dinosaur more spikier, which I was a fan of. I love the Indominus Rex. I love some of these spikier designs. Spinosaurus we're still getting to. But I'm glad they didn't chase the T-Rex, though. Oh, thank God. But this D-Rex, still with the T-Rex arms, is kind of like, oh gosh. Since the storyline sort of promises that we're going back in time and this is a failed experiment on the T-Rex, so it does make sense that it looks a little bit weird and not like an actual T-Rex. My only question then is, how did it still survive the island after all those years if this thing was alive even before Jurassic Park? That thing, no one exterminated it or whatsoever in the Jurassic Park timeline. But I guess every creature, just like this one, has the right to live. Apparently. Beautiful or ugly. Now, as the alternate idea that I recently came across a post by My Life with Monsters once again, and they made a Ultimasaurus version of the D-Rex scenes that we see in the trailer. And you already see the comments are just, you know, loving this thing more than the actual D-Rex. Much better. Yes, I agree with this. Much better. I would have taken this over what they showed us. It's literally the idea that I would have had if I made the movie. I would have loved this, not gonna lie. And I'm here for it. And I really think this would have been a much better idea than the D-Rex. To have the Ultimasaurus, which would have been such a cool, I guess, sort of hybrid, or make it a little bit more into a mutant version than the Diabolus Rex D-Rex we are currently receiving. Because honestly, if Jurassic World Evolution 3 comes out and they're releasing dinosaurs, I have no clue how to release the D-Rex into the park when I'm trying to make an actual enclosure for it. Now, Ultimasaurus is pretty much in the trending right now with the Imperatrix by Goji Center. Of course, some of the clips that I'll show on screen are also by them, so go check it out. And all credit to all the other creators as well with their amazing artwork, because that makes us visualize and imagine all these better scenes that we could still get or could have gotten in the end. And it was part of the Chaos Effect toy line, which shown a hybrid even back in the day, before Jurassic World was a thing, a hybrid between Triceratops, noticeably, T-Rex, Velociraptor, Stegosaurus, and Ankylosaurus. Those 5 mixed, sort of like how they got to the idea of Indominus Rex, but more of an actual representative dinosaur, because if you look at Indominus Rex, you don't necessarily see primarily T-Rex's anatomy on the I-Rex model. Indominus Rex looks more like a mutant Tyrannosaurus than an actual hybrid between different dinosaurs. That would more likely be a dinosaur, in this case a hybrid, like Ultimasaurus, because it still has that noticeable design of Triceratops, especially in the head, and then the sickle claw, of course, on the feet, and then the club or the Thagomyces on the tail, which version of Ultimasaurus you want to look at. And I especially like this one. Look at that. Even my hands didn't want to work there. Look at this beautiful thing. This is so much cooler and looks more like a dinosaur and still in a scary scene rather than the D-Rex. But oh well, we're getting the other thing. But we'll see what they actually do. Are they going to double down on the mutant idea? Because I've seen more negative reviews about it than positive. And I want to prevent, of course, the whole locust thing that they did in Dominion. He even created another version with another, I guess, herbivore hybrid, which would have been pretty cool, or it's an omnivore. But we also have that version. If we would have gone for a mutant type dinosaur, I think the Ultimasaurus is like the all-time favorite a lot of fans would have wanted to see on the big screen. Or just leave it out entirely. That's also an option. Just have dinosaurs. I mean, you don't have to have a big scary one and just have the return of Spinosaurus being more paleo-accurate in that regard, which would have been very cool. Just fix his head. I think we can also do the Sonic thing on the Spinosaur head. But it looks like they're doubling down on that design as well, and I'm not a fan of that as well. I really wish the Spinosaurus would have had the updated sail, the updated tail fluke, the overall design, but just kept the head a little bit more narrow and have it keep the elongated snout that the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3 was known for. This one is too thick, it's got too thick of a neck. I'm currently not a fan of it. Maybe it was that one shot from the trailer, but through the toy line it already looked a little bit better. I guess they may fix it because of CGI, unless they have an animatronic, and then you, of course, can fix it. I'm wondering that about the D-Rex as well. Did they create an animatronic for that? Which they always do in Jurassic Park movies. They use the animatronics, of course, and in Jurassic World, and then CGI to get some of the more difficult shots done. Maybe the D-Rex would be still pretty cool. Grabbing a human with those big legs and trying to feast on it, of course, but it feels a little bit odd and not really the direction we were all thinking, and at the same time hoping for the Jurassic franchise to go to. Alongside the Ultima and the Indominus Rex, they also have a Spinosaurus version, and look at this. This would be the perfect backstory explanation to why the Spinosaurus look so different, apart from them being created by different companies. Having the Spinosaurus locked up and then being experimented on and maybe then looking different. A group of Spinosauruses, even for this movie, leaving the D-Rex out entirely would have been such a better choice. Wow, having these group of Spinosaurus battle then the new T-Rexes. That is cinema once again, the rematch we're all waiting for. When they couldn't contain these Spinosaurus groups, now working with the Mosasaurus after seeing how ferocious it was in Jurassic Park 3. Now that is what should have happened. Now we can imagine the scenarios a little bit more of the Ultimasaurus trying to actually survive more on the island. Now that is a lot more believable already than the D-Rex that we're getting. Because how did this monster, literally, I'm so sorry, but I have to call you a monster. How did this one survive for over 30 or 40 years on that, I guess, secret island without having to just die out of starvation? The Ultimasaurus, on the other hand, can be an omnivore and more classed and living with herbivores such as Triceratops, and only defend itself against actual real predators that may be a threat to it, such as Spinosaurus in this case. It would have had a much larger chance of actually surviving for such a longer period of time, so it's more believable, of course, for the viewers to think that this thing is still roaming the island and now actually hunting down humans, as it is an omnivore. How awesome would that introduction be? We have scary carnivores in the franchise. We've had Therizinosaurus, scary herbivores in the franchise that can all harm humans. What about we combine both? Aha! The mutant dinosaur, that being the Ultimasaurus. That would be so cool, and I really wish they would have done that. But maybe you think otherwise, but I think the majority, if not the Ultimasaurus, then any other dinosaur basically, but just the D-Rex in particular is, I guess, an interesting story. Out of like the Ultimasaurus more than the D-Rex, oh yeah, love it. If only Ultimasaurus is too cool for mainstream. Maybe that's, yeah, I guess. I wish would have been a million times better. Really will do anything but make a movie with an Ultimasaurus in it. So sad. Yes, I really wish they would have gone with something else. Or the Imperatrix version, which is the quadrupedal version of Ultimasaurus, where it actually walks on all four legs and rams its opponents. Just like kind of what the mutant does now, as it is also walking on all four legs. That concept, in my book, would have been so much better to go for. And even the early concepts of the Malusaurus, which then got to be Indominus Rex, would have been a better fit, like this one, or the Diabolus Rex afterwards. Even something like this with the design of this would have been, I think, a lot more acceptable in the Jurassic sort of fan base. Now, after the shocking reveal of this mutant, I had a call with another Jurassic fan, and from his perspective, this is what he had to say about it. So what do you think about the D-Rex in Rebirth? Honest depiction, what do you think?
I'm still hesitant on the D-Rex design.
Yeah.
But, you know, it could do well in the movie. It could, you know, have some cool sequences. But
that's what I'm hoping for.
It looks like the Doom Hell Knight. I think we've mentioned that before.
Or the Star Wars creature.
Or the Rancor.
Yeah.
The Rancor. Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know why they chose to go with that. It looks like one of those, you know, those dolphin whale things. What do you...
Oh, the beluga whales.
Yeah, that's what... That's too
far.
far.
Go back to the mutants.
This one.
Yep, that one.
That one.
No.
Even something like this would have been a lot cooler. Something like this. Just like a... a T-Rex that looks like this.
Deformed.
It would have been like, ooh, okay, but still more acceptable than what we're getting. Yeah, that already looks more like a dinosaur. Problem solved. I mean, it's still wacky, but it still looks more like a dinosaur that we're actually getting here. That's my main concern. Now, let me know if you agree down in the comments box below. I would love to go into a discussion and see, do you agree with some of these newer ideas, or do you think the D-Rex is the perfect solution for the new path of what this Jurassic World franchise is going for? Now, I normally don't really make these type of videos, but if you enjoyed them, make sure to leave me a like to let me know that you enjoyed them. And if you haven't already, make sure to quickly subscribe. Don't worry, the D-Rex won't come after you if you actually clip the subscribe button. You're safe, don't worry. Thanks so much for watching, you human. Now, if you'd like to see more Jurassic Park and Jurassic World content, you can click these videos right here that probably have the D-Rex and Ultimasaurus topic as well to them. And you can watch them while we wait for the second trailer or just the movie, Jurassic World Rebirth, yeah. And hopefully it has no mutant or a different one.